and I would like to share with you all about FOM, short for Friends of the Museums. For the first 45 minutes of this presentation, you will get to know about FOM's membership benefits and ongoing activities. After that, I would like to invite you to stay on because at 10:45 a.m., you will get treated to a virtual Monday morning lecture, which is usually open to members only. If you have any questions, please type them into the chat and we will try to answer them. Alternatively, you may contact us through our website or fill in the comments section in the questionnaire, which you will receive in your inboxes after today's session. And now is the time for you to get to know FOM better and find out about how you can be involved. To begin our presentation today, I would like to invite the President of the Friends of the Museums Singapore, Ms. Garima Lalwani, to give a few words.
Thank you, Christine. Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to our virtual open morning. For those of you who are new to FOM or Friends of the Museums, we are a 42-year-old nonprofit society. Our mission is to support Singapore's museums, art, and heritage institutions by providing guiding services. We also organize programs to enhance the community's knowledge of Asia's rich history and culture. And today's Monday morning lecture is one of those things that we do provide to our community. Now, whether you're a new member or someone who's thinking about joining FOM, today's open morning is the perfect opportunity to learn about the various benefits of FOM membership. The most obvious one, of course, is free entry to all the museums and institutions where FOM docents guide. Yes, the museums are open and FOM docents have resumed limited guiding. Now, in order to join many of our programs, one has to be an FOM member. For example, to join our docent training program, you have to be an FOM member. And while this year's docent training has been postponed to 2021, we are offering an exciting new online course. It's been created specially for our members this year, and it's titled Asian Art and History for Museum Enthusiasts. You'll hear more about it shortly. Another benefit of membership is that you receive our Passage magazine. FOM's Passage magazine is full of interesting, well-researched articles that have been written specially for us. And that makes this magazine not only worth reading, but also worth collecting. In spite of the circuit breaker measures, there was no break in the delivery of our magazine, which really speaks to the commitment of those who work and volunteer with FOM. Now, besides these well-known benefits, FOM offers multiple activity groups that you can get involved with once you become a member. When COVID-19 hit and our in-person meetups had to be put on hold, our museum and activity leaders came up with new ways to keep their groups going and our members engaged. I don't want to give it all up, and we'll let the activity leaders tell you more in just a short while. But please remember that every person you hear from today is a volunteer, because FOM is a volunteer-run organization. From our activity leaders to our hospitality and welcoming team, to our docents, and even writers for Passage magazine, we're all volunteers. So when you join FOM, you have the opportunity to not only enhance your learning and engage with like-minded people, but also to give back by volunteering with FOM. So once again, on behalf of all of us at FOM, a very warm welcome to today's open morning. And to get things rolling, I now hand you over to Laura, who will tell you more about the various places where FOM docents guide. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Garima. So I'm Laura, and I am the museums rep on the FOM Council. You've probably seen my face rather a lot over the last few weeks and months, as I also host a lot of the Zoom meetings that we have. So as Garima said, with your membership card, you get free access to the museum's Heritage Centre and trails where we guide. And I'm now going to take you on a super fast journey around our museums using the FOM web pages, where you'll find out more information and updated guiding times, Christine is going to hopefully be able to change those pages for me as I talk. So we're going to start with the Asian Civilization Museum. At ACM, you can travel by sea, by air, or by land in search of spiritual or material inspiration. Travel from gallery to gallery through thousands of years, a variety of cultures, and enjoy infinite adventures. From shipwrecks to Buddhas to diamonds, ACM has it all. However, Gilman Barracks, if you wish to walk through art and history amongst the tranquil tropical surroundings, visit Gilman Barracks. Tucked away from the city centre's hustle and bustle, these barracks are named after General Sir Webb Gilman of the British Army. Built in 1936, it was also one of the sites where the Battle for Singapore was fought during World War II, and is now a contemporary art precinct. Keep an eye on the website for when these tours restart. A visit to the Indian Heritage Centre showcases the rich diversity in the South Asian diaspora, the vibrant living culture rooted in history, the customs and traditions of the different communities, the trials, tribulations, and the contributions of the early settlers and pioneers who came together in the forging of the Singapore nation state. Alternatively, visit the Malay Heritage Centre. You can walk through the royal corridors of history in this unique museum that was formerly the Sultan's Palace, and learn about the rich history, heritage, and culture of the Malays in the heart of the charming Kampong Glam area. Or you can even join the Malay Heritage Foundation and Friends of the Museum's guided walking tours around the Kampong Glam to learn the fascinating history of the Malay royal family and the different groups of people who came to settle in the area from throughout the Malay world and beyond. Whilst at the National Museum of Singapore, you step into Singapore's oldest museum and experience its beautiful architecture. You can see fascinating ancient artifacts, colonial era pieces, tales of struggle during World War II, modern digital presentations, and meet some of the personalities who have helped bring the small island of Singapore from the 14th century to the exciting first world nation, which we know today as the Little Red Dot. We also guide at the Singapore Art Museum, but it is currently undergoing a major renovation and is scheduled to reopen in the last quarter of 2023. In the meantime, exhibitions continue at various locations throughout Singapore. Now to STPI. The clue to what makes STPI so special is in its official title, STPI Creative Workshop and Gallery. STPI isn't just a contemporary art gallery, it's also a studio space and a dynamic creative print workshop. Plus, it houses the largest paper mill in Asia. Through its Visiting Artist program, STPI collaborates with top international and Asian contemporary artists to produce cutting-edge contemporary artworks on site, which are then shown in its gallery, as well as internationally. Next, it's to the Sun Yat-sen National Memorial Hall. Who is Dr. Sun Yat-sen? He is often known as the father of modern China. But what does the father of modern China have to do with Singapore? Dr. Sun Yat-sen was in Singapore not once, but a total of 9 times. And out of those 9 times, he lived 4 times at this villa, now called the Sun Yat-sen National Memorial Hall. Why would Dr. Sun stay there? Why was he even in Singapore? Well, you need to visit it to find out. Now to the Peranakan Museum, which was the first museum in the world to explore Peranakan cultures in the former Strait settlements of Singapore, Malacca, and Penang, and their links with other Peranakan communities in Southeast Asia. It's currently going through a major refurb and is slated to reopen in 2021. We also deliver walking tours in Chinatown. The URA FOM Chinatown Heritage Trails tells the heritage conservation story. So the streets and buildings are brought alive on these outdoor walks with tales of bygone communities and peoples, buildings and religious monuments, trades and associations. There are 4 conserved areas of Chinatown, each with its own unique history and tour. Keep a lookout on the FOM website for when these weekly tours will restart. And this is just a taste of what you can see at these different museums and heritage centres. But if you want to find out more, you may be interested in what Charlotte is now going to tell us about. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Charlotte. Well, it's through Asian art and history for museum enthusiasts that you can become familiar with all the museums that Laura has just introduced to us. So why might you want to consider Asian art and history? Well, it's a brand new and unique offering by FOM for our members. It's a 10-week online workshop that's completely museum focused, And by museum, I include the history, the trails, as well as the institutions in that. So each week you get a sneak peek into all of these different venues through the eyes of our FOM docents, through lectures, virtual tours, discussion groups, and interactions with others that have a shared interest. Now, it's a great thing to consider since current restrictions still make larger get-togethers difficult, and many of our regular tours are quite limited. Now, if you sign up for this workshop, you can expect to be engaged on Tuesday and Friday mornings from the 2nd of October through the 11th of December, all from the comfort of your own home. Next slide, please. So this program is all about me, or you, as a museum enthusiast, curious about our FOM-affiliated museums, heritage institutions, and trails. Asian Art and History for Museum Enthusiasts is only $50 and includes so many wonderful learning opportunities and insights. If you have any inquiries, please email training@fom.sg. Registration for the program is open for a few more days only, closing on the 27th of September. And you can use the link on your screen to find the webpage to register. Asian Art and History is a forum where you can come to learn, discover, discuss, and engage with like-minded new friends. And we hope to see you there. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nija and I'm from the Asian Film Study Group. We are an informal group of FOM members who watch films by legendary filmmakers from all over Asia and the world. We decide on a list of movies to be seen in a session which lasts for about 10 weeks. During these times, a pre-decided movie is watched from the comforts of our homes. We meet via Zoom every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. A member of a group presents a short 10-minute introductory note. Then we discuss together the threadbare, the various aspects of storytelling, cinematography, and film editing. Our discussion also ranges from history of films to the cultural nuances. Basically, we read a film. We also get to attend film premieres, meet the directors and the cast. In the past, we have had award-winning directors like K. Rajgopal of Yellowbird, Bo Jung-fung of Apprentice, and very recently, we've had Filipino director Mikael Red of Birdshot joining us via Zoom for a Q&A. Our new season starts on the 6th of October. And I am glad to say that Bo Jung-fung is going to be there for the new season on the 5th of October, and he's going to present his movie Sandcastle. The film group also has an offset called the Virtual Theatre Group, where we discuss plays. During COVID times, theatre companies are allowing live streaming of world-class production. Each week, a link to a different theatre production will be given to the attendees, and then we meet every Thursday at 3:30 on Zoom for a discussion of the production, topical material, and performances. Our last season of the Virtual Theatre Group starts on the 1st of October. Unfortunately, this will be the very last season. And for more details on the Asian Film Study Group, please log on to the FOM website. Don't forget, 1st of October for the Virtual Theatre Group and the 6th of October for the Asian Film Study Group. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Niraja. So yes, films are about stories, but books are about stories as well. So I would like to say good morning, everyone. My name is Cécile Collineau, and I'm the coordinator for the FOM book group. We have 7 individual groups at the moment, as well as an open one. Each individual group meets to review and discuss the book that they selected. These groups have a fixed number of participants who meet up regularly once a month. Some groups are more focused on fiction, some are non-fiction, some are more general, some are for couples, and some are just general members. All the details are on the website. Then there's also a general group. This is something new that we started not so long ago, and it's just more like as you wish drop-in basis. So we started this, I think last month or 2 months ago. We already had 2 sessions, and we'll have our next one at the end of October. So we post the details on the next book to read on the new website, also on the FOM Facebook page, as well as the newsletter, which is sent to the members. If you would like to join a specific book group, do drop us an email at fombookgroups@gmail.com. I will check which group has an opening, and then I will update you. And otherwise, just feel free to join our open session if the book interests you. Now, a lot of the book groups, so out of the 7 book groups, I think about 3 of them are looking for a few members at the moment. Then if we get a lot of requests, then, we'll just open up a new book group. Now, as you might expect, all our meetings at present take place on Zoom, but we hope to resume our small-scale gatherings as soon as we're allowed to. Now, I would like to hand the mic over to Kim, who will talk to you about study groups.
Good morning, and thank you, Cecile. I very much enjoy the couples book group, which I'm a part of. My name is Kim, and I am introducing Asian study groups. You are probably asking yourself, what is a study group? Well, a study group consists of 16 to 30 people who meet regularly to enhance their knowledge of a specific theme. Each member researches a topic within that theme and then presents their finding to the other members of the group. Currently, we meet via Zoom, but in the past, we have met in members' homes. We study different themes each study group. Example of themes include art in Asia since 1950, or birth, wedding, and death customs in Asian communities, or Asian food, cuisine, ingredients, sustainability, and safety. Could I have the next slide, please? The following slide on mechanics will give you a better idea of how a study group works. We are currently studying the Silk Road. 16 of our members are doing research on 16 different topics, all to do with the Silk Road. You can see a partial list here, including Marco Polo, the spread of religion on the Silk Road, and China's Belt and Road Initiative. We will start meeting via Zoom this Wednesday morning, and at each meeting, 2 members will present their research. The presentations are about 40 minutes long, and we meet for 8 weeks. It may sound very, very academic, but we are actually a very fun and supportive group. Our members have often never given a presentation, but once they do, they are hooked and absolutely love learning in depth about the chosen theme. Unfortunately, the Silk Road is fully subscribed, but please join us in January when the next study group will start. The theme will be announced later this year on the website. We look forward to welcoming you to study group, and thank you for listening. And next, please welcome my good friend Linnell, who will be talking to you about the Textile Enthusiast Group.
Thanks, Kim. Hi, I'm Linnell from the Textile Enthusiast Group, and our group studies the cultures of Asia through its textiles. Southeast Asia has a rich textile tradition, and weaving and ornamentation of cloth are primary forms of creative expression. So to study the textiles of a culture is to learn about their beliefs and their dreams. Even the textile that I'm wearing right now, this motif involves a legend with princesses and long distance love and murder with a hairpin. But these are the fun things you can learn as well as serious things. But TEG is a fun and social group, so we share our passion for textiles, and you do not have to be an expert. We're just enthusiasts. Some of us know a lot, some of us are just learning, but either way, we support each other. I'll take the next slide. So you can learn about the benefits of a TEG membership and the upcoming TEG events on our page on the FOM website. In fact, we have an event coming up this Friday. We've got a virtual tour of the exhibition that's about to close at the Indian Heritage Center. So if you haven't had a chance to see it, you'll be able to see it with the docent explaining everything. And then another virtual tour of the new exhibition at the ACM, and with also one of our long-term docents. But the rest of the events you'll be able to see on the page up until the end of the year, but it's a full year of events. You can register for the textile group on that page as well as the events. If you love textiles, we'd love for you to join us. And now I'll turn you over to the fabulous Che Cheng, who's going to tell you about Explore Singapore.
Right. Thank you, Linnell. Good morning. My name is Che Cheng. I'm the coordinator of the Explore Singapore committee. And together with 7 other committee members, we organize activities to let you learn more about Singapore, the history, culture, and lives of the people living here. Whereas most of the other activities take place in people's homes or in the comfort of the museums, we take you out to explore Singapore, as our committee name suggests. Next slide, please. We take you to places and tell you stories about their past, as well as show you things you generally do not know about or have not seen. There are also places which provide you with unique insights and experiences. For example, vegetable farms or a little known Japanese cemetery in suburban Singapore. Or you may get to see and admire the things that people collect when we visit their homes, when we're privileged enough to be let in. One of the best things about living in Singapore is the opportunity to learn about the many traditions of its multiracial population, their festivals, clothing, foods, and customs. For example, for every major festival like Chinese New Year or Deepavali, we take you to Chinatown or Little India and explain the meaning of the things you see and the things that people do to celebrate the festivals. Then there's also the art and craft to be found here, from the contemporary to the traditional. Sometimes you may have the opportunity for a hands-on session to create a craft, like the Indian columns or rangolis, which are the patterns made with rice flour on the floors during Deepavali. Lastly, you can also learn about modern Singapore, what makes it tick. For example, we take you on tours of Newater and the Marina Barrage to find out more about our water supply, or to a HDB town to explain all about Singapore's housing programs. Unfortunately, we've had to suspend our tours due to COVID-19, but things are looking up and we're hopeful we can resume our tours soon, which usually take place on Thursday mornings from 10 to 12, and we do that 2 to 3 times a month. So I hope to see many of you sign up when you become members. And now I'll hand you over to Abba, who will tell you all about study tours. Thank you.
Hello.
Abba, you're on mute.
Oh, I just unmuted, sorry. Hello, everyone. Hi again. I'm Abha Kaul from Study Tours. From Che Cheng, you heard about exploring Singapore. Now hear about one of the reasons that people join and are part of Friends of the Museums. It is to be able to go on the most fabulous, unique learning journeys, professionally run just for FOM members, to a wide range of fascinating destinations across Asia. On your screens, you see a group photo from the last tour of this year before the virus hit and suspended all travel. This was a classic tour of South India that I had led along Tamil Nadu's historic Coromandel coast. And here we are, the famous shore temple of Mahabalipuram. You will hear more about this part of India and its links with Southeast Asia and Singapore from today's speaker, Nalina Gopal. Now, it is FOM volunteers with special expertise or familiarity with certain regions who organize and lead these highly sought after trips, motivated solely by their love of history and heritage, and to share their passion, knowledge, and personal connections with privileged FOM members on these carefully curated itineraries. Amazing study tours have been conducted over the past decades to parts of China, India. Christine, you can show us the next slide. Bhutan, Uzbekistan, Turkey, and to nearby Yogyakarta, Malacca, and Penang, and many more exciting places, including the popular trips recently to Israel and Jordan and along the Silk Road in Xinjiang, China, as you can see here. Now, you don't have to be a museum docent to enjoy these rare, fun journeys, just a happy traveler who thrives on learning through travel. Participants study and present topics relevant to the tour to deepen our understanding and share it with others. Over the last 2 months, study tour leaders presented a series of armchair travel talks via Zoom to keep the thrill and wonder of travel alive. There will be life after the pandemic, and study tours will be back as well. And now over to Darlene as FOM Cares.
Thank you, Abha. Let me see. Our next presenter, Darlene Kasten, cannot present today, but she has made a video about FOM Cares, an initiative that was started to support causes in need. Please just wait a few seconds while I get the video going.
Hello, I'm Darlene Kasten, and I'm a coordinator for FOM Members Care. I'm sorry I can't be with you today to tell you in person about FOM's newest community activity. We have a simple mission: to provide opportunities for FOM members and friends to gather as a community and show we care about preserving Singapore's heritage, its history and culture, our friends and neighbors, the environment, and the health of our planet. In our first year, we walked for rice to provide much needed food for the less fortunate residents in Singapore. 230 FOM members and friends walked 1,087 kilometers to provide 10,870 bowls of rice and 5,435 bowls of oatmeal, all donated by NTUC to the needy. In observance of the UN's International Day of Forests, we hit the ground again, this time to administer surveys for an NUS-sponsored study on sustainable palm oil use in local restaurants and hawker centers. Findings from that activity will help the charity PM Haze formulate strategies to combat haze pollution. Unfortunately, COVID-19 forced us to postpone our opportunity to act as urban archaeologists to uncover Singapore's hidden heritage ceramic tile legacy. Fingers crossed, we're hoping to reschedule once we can safely gather again. Entering our second year with COVID-19 still here, showing compassion could not be more important. Like everyone else, COVID-19 forced us to move our community activities from in-person to online. We've responded to the challenge by filling our webpage with mission-related webinars, tips, proceedings, opportunities to tutor refugees, recycle school shoes, cell phones, and children's books, as well as other ways to help our community show we care while coping with COVID-19. A recent study from New York's Columbia University said that helping others navigate their stressful situations benefits our own emotional well-being. In other words, doing good makes you feel good. So I'd like to encourage you to help yourself by helping others as we attempt to navigate this stressful situation together. Check us out. You can find us on the FOM website under Members Events. Join FOM Members Care and show you care. Thank you and stay well.
Next, we have Gisela.
Hi, I'm Gisela Harold. I'm counsel. I'm also looking after some of the activities. One of the activities which got hit by COVID is Curio, where we usually meet in person, so we had to suspend it. But we usually have workshops like cooking classes, drawing classes, or photographic classes, which you can see here. We meet to go together to the theaters, but also one of the events we do is foodies, where we normally go out and explore Singapore's great food culture. So when we get back and we are able to meet again, please look at our emails or our Facebook messages and join us. So, can you do the next slide? But meanwhile, we have many other activities where we have been fortunate enough to go online, like the Fridays with Friends, which is something we organize together with ACM. Usually it's on the last Fridays of the month, and a presentation similar to the Monday morning lectures where we invite speakers. The next one is on the October the 23rd, and it's on Profit, Power and Parties, Stories of the Original Crazy Rich Asians by Sean Sear. So if you would like to join us, please look at our website. And now we're going to explore how to sign up, which is very easy. First of all, most of our activities are member events. So please do sign up and become a member. Once you're a member, you sign up, you go to your account, and then you find the member event button here when you signed up. At the bottom of each of the boxes where with the description, you will find a box here which says register by. Click on here and this will take you into the sign up sheet. So if you haven't got an account, if you are not a member, it will prompt you to become a member. If you are a member, you can continue and sign up. Then it will come up and ask you to make payment. This is only necessary if it's a payable activity, like here. You can pay with your credit card. You can pay, we use PayPal. You don't have to have a PayPal account, but you can just add your credit card information in there. Christina, can I have the next slide? But you also can choose to pay by check or cash. Now, once you've done this, here you see the PayPal account. At the bottom here, this is if you don't have a PayPal account and you prefer to pay directly. Now, you get instantly a confirmation that you have signed up to your activity. This goes for activities which are payable as well as activities which are not payable. And you will receive at a later point an email and sometimes instructions on how to sign up for the activities. And at the bottom here, if you change your mind, you can cancel or make changes to your sign up. You just go into your account again, find the event history and click on that. It will come up with your sign up, and then you can make changes or cancel your event as long as it's cancelable. Now, where's my information? What have I paid? There is, as I said, the event history, and there is the payment history where you can download your individual bills. Can you, next slide? Perfect. And that's it. Enjoy your event. Now, what else can you do? Well, online, obviously, you can renew your membership. You can become a volunteer. You can keep your volunteer information. We have plenty of FOM discounts. You get informed about what FOM does and much more. Now, we also, in addition to our website, we do have social media communication. We have an external account, Facebook account, where we post everything related to Friends of the Museums, obviously, but also the activities around the museums and other activities. And then we have the FOM only members for the people who prefer to have social, who prefer to be less obvious friends of the museums. And then we have an Instagram account, which is called FOM Singapore. And that is where we post reminders of our events. I think that's it. And I hand over to Christina.
Hello. If I asked all of you what your favorite day of the week was, would anyone pick Monday? Most of us would pick Friday or Sunday, right? Well, the Monday morning lectures, or MMLs, might make you change your mind. My name is Aparna, and I am one of the coordinators of this popular 60-minute lecture series, which focuses on Asian art, history, and culture. Next slide, please. So what can you expect at a Monday morning lecture? You can explore a private photo collection showcasing how Singapore's landscape has changed from 1947 to 2016. Learn about the Peshwas, warrior priests from Western India. Find out
how Singapore's world-famous hawker food culture began, or immerse yourself in the cultures of the various ethnic groups of the Philippines. These are just 4 of the many interesting talks we have planned for you in the months ahead. Join us and our distinguished speakers every Monday morning at 11 a.m. Lectures are currently held online via Zoom. The first lecture for the 2020 season will start after this open morning. I'll now hand over back to Christine.
Thank you, Aparna. And of course, thank you to all the presenters and every one of you for being here and finding out what FOM has to offer. With this, I conclude the open morning section of today's presentation. But that's not all. Please stay on for a taste of our virtual Monday morning lecture. I shall now pass the time back over to our MML coordinator, Aparna.
For the MML season 2020-21.
Thank you, Aparna, and thank you to all our guests today and for staying on, for attending the open morning and staying on for this very wonderful Monday morning lecture series that we're about to be treated to. It is really my privilege today to introduce our speaker, Ms. Nalini Gopal, who will be talking on the topic of Odyssey of the Tamils from the Coromandel Coast to Singapore. Now, Nalina Gopal is a curator at the Indian Heritage Center, and she oversees the center's curatorial team. Prior to joining the center in 2008, she was curator and registrar at a private museum in Chennai, India. Her research interests included South Asian diaspora and Southeast Asia, as well as Indian history and art. Her recent publications include Sojourners to Settlers, Tamils in Southeast Asia and Singapore, 2019, for which she was co-editor. Singapore Indian Heritage, 2017, Once Upon a Time in Little India, 2019, for which she has authored chapters and artifact descriptions, and some of her recent publications include Through the Lens of Art, Setting the Context to Indian Heritage in Singapore and Southeast Asia. In ASEAN, India Shared Cultural Heritage in ACT East, ASEAN Indian Shared Cultural Heritage 2019. In addition to the center's permanent galleries, Nalina has also recently curated exhibitions, including Once Upon a Time in Little India, Symbols and Scripts, The Language of Craft, Chetty Malacca of the Straits, Rediscovering Puranic and Indian Communities, and From the Coromandel Coast to the Straits, Revisiting our Tamil heritage. And with that, please join me in welcoming our speaker of this Monday morning lecture, Ms. Nalina Gopal.
Thank you for that generous introduction, Garima, and thank you to Aparna for coordinating this. Thank you to everyone. This is really quite a large gathering, and I'm so excited to see that MML has taken this new format, no longer constrained by space, allowing as many FOM to join as possible. Really one of the wonderful things that COVID has brought about in terms of its positive outcomes. So thank you for having me. And what I would like to speak to you about is our current special exhibition, From the Coromandel Coast to the Straits, Revisiting our Tamil Heritage. I think this session is extremely timely because the exhibition is due to close in less than 2 weeks. And I would urge all of you who've not seen the exhibition yet to just treat this as a teaser to the exhibition that will draw you down to the center right after. So the exhibition opened last year, which, as all of you know, was Singapore's bicentennial year. And we were really wondering what our theme should be for last year when we were planning our 5-year calendar. And, you know, we knew that we would be sort of alternating between pan-Indian themes in our special exhibitions and sub-ethnic themes where we sort of coordinated and collaborated with specific community groups. But for last year, we thought it would be wonderful to bring together both approaches to exhibition making that the IHC has adopted. One where we sort of create a space for ourselves in the region or in amongst international museums as well. And secondly, to collaborate with local communities. So this exhibition is really the product of many collaborations that really underscore the need for a 21st century museum like us, which is heavily reliant on collections outside of our own, because we're very much collecting retroactively, to constantly focus on developing collaborations and networks for the center. So where did the name From the Coromandel Coast really come from? I mean, we are talking about an exhibition that's focusing on Tamil communities, but we really wanted to see how Tamils had been referred to in the past in historical records. I know that many of you are familiar with terms that have appeared in the region, such as Kling and Chulia, but during the British era, you know, if you turn to the Strait Settlements records, you'll notice that one particular descriptor keeps recurring, and this is natives of Coromandel Coast. Now, interestingly, the same descriptor was applied to Narayana Pillai in a letter that Farquhar writes in 1822, nominating headmen for the different Indian subgroups. And he calls Narayana Pillai a native of the Coromandel Coast, even though at that point he'd arrived from Penang. So we thought that this particular terminology really quite predated the use of the ethnonym Tamil